Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys. It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
The first down carry by Elliott doesn't amount to much, as he'll get forward for about a couple. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On play action, they'll throw. Going deep for Diggs. And it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. Then he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Jackson options out left, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Jackson now. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Ready. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. He's coming. Double up.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Calais Campbell on the stop.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. He's got it to Ingram. Complete. Give him 2 yards on that play. And just like that, it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Got it. 58, Mike. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies.
On third down, Henry. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Complete. Richardson has it. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Out of time, guys. Out 66. Forward, high. Go.
Now Elliott. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas. All day. Woo! Let's get it.
6-0 our score after 1. Started the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out.
Here we go. Set. And Tucson. No. Pilot 64. Weak. Ready, go.
Back to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
You mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaken. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? Because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, the offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now Jackson on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now Jackson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reaction to those guys back in the back 7, phenomenal.
They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Ravens' 3-yard line.
They'll come out in the pistol. 1 man in the backfield. That's Elliott on 2nd and goal.
Ready.
2nd and 3. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Austin Safarian-Jenkins. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 13-7. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Paul Richardson. His fifth touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker now to add the point after. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away, take care of it, because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. Jackson, option right. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
At the 13-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
He'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And now he's got him in a great spot at the 8-yard line here, 1st and goal. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he steps away to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and 8. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Austin Safarian Jenkins in the final seconds of the first half as these guys are able to pull a bit closer. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that trims the lead down to 9. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
At their own 38-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson, and that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that had far too much air under it. It's out of the back of the end zone, and the football will come out to the 20-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A very solid gain of 27. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. He'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll drop the throw. And Diggs has it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. A first down carry by Elliott. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 2nd and 4. A dump off to Elliott. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
What? 61. Matchbox.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
Ready. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Ready.
That's caught at the 3. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. From a yard out, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
At the 31-yard line.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was. Everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
A first down carry for Henry. A gain of 3, second down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Switch it.
They go play action with Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. A big pickup there. 20 yards as they convert on 4th.
Every play is supposed to get a player's best effort. But on 4th down, that really increases the stakes, doesn't it? What about that catch?
Heck of an effort, picking up the first.
And now that team has to be motivated going forward. They just saw a great effort there. They want to make sure it pays off.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They run. It's Mark Ingram. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Derrick Henry. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield.
Check. Hey, 50 to Mike. Watch the run.
They'll toss it to Henry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Ravens, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they go down to defeat for just the 2nd time in 11 games so far. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.